Goodbye, disposable vapes. So I'm sure you've heard that the government is planning on banning single-use vapes in the UK to stop nicotine addiction in children. Now, many of you will know I am a user of these disposable vapes. In fact, I've been using these vapes for 9 years. You see, I started smoking in my early teens, and I continued smoking until I discovered e-cigarettes back in 2010. Back then, they were a simple device. All they composed of was a battery and a disposable tip, and they looked like a cigarette. You could charge the battery, and when the flavour had run out, you could dispose of the tip and replace it. But unfortunately, at the time, I just wasn't ready to actually quit smoking. I was young, I was having fun, smoking was something I enjoyed. So I didn't quite switch from vaping to smoking, I kind of just did a combination of the two for a few years. But then about 9 years ago, I went back to using these cigarette-style vapes that had the disposable tips and a rechargeable battery, and I realised that the tips could be opened up, and then using e-liquid I could just simply fill them back up again. And refillable vapes, by the way, were not that common at this point, but e-liquid had started to become more readily available. And then within a few years of me doing this, the industry went boom. New vape models and e-liquid was coming out from left, right and centre, and I was addicted to keeping up with the latest technology as much as I was the nicotine. At one point I was even building my own vapes. I made a Pokeball vape. I even made an R2D2 vape out of a mini desktop Hoover. Unfortunately, I don't have any images of these, but this is pretty much what they look like. Then a few years ago, come the age of disposables. Now, we humans, we are lazy. When we use something daily, we want it to be simple. Billions of pounds are spent by companies each year making the most simplest of products more simple. It's just the way we are. And with vaping, it's no different. Now, 2023, over 20 years of nicotine addiction, I'm forced to make a choice. And I'm actually happy about it. So the UK government is banning disposables. The only thing that I use now to get my fix. And when they are gone, I've got to make a choice. Do I go back to using the standard refillable types of vapes? Meaning I've got all the faff of replacing coils, recharging batteries and filling up my tank multiple times a day. Or do I just quit? I don't actually know yet. And by the way, I'm not against vaping. I'm not going to sit here and argue with anyone. But if you compare a lifetime of smoking compared to a lifetime of vaping, I would heavily bet that the vapor is much better off. I'm not saying there's no negative impact, I'm just saying one is a lot better than the other. And I would like to think that once they're gone, I could quit. But for anyone out there that suffers with addiction or is addicted, we'll know that what we think and what we actually do is completely different. But what's more important to understand is why we are banning them. They say it's because of children. And although I know children are using these, I don't think that's actually the reason why. If it was just because of children, then we could enforce the laws to stop children getting them. We could start fining shops more. We could start selling them in boring brown paper boxes. We could start reducing the colours and attractiveness of them. We could also start limiting the flavours that they come in. But we're not, and why is this? Well, I think it's got hardly anything to do with kids, and more to do with the damage on our environment. Now, I'd like to speculate that it's a global conspiracy where the government's trying to get everyone smoking again so they can start earning a lot more money from taxes. But honestly, that's not what I'm thinking. I actually believe it is because of these 5 reasons. Number 1, the environmental impact. Disposable vapes contribute to the electronic waste and have a significant environmental impact. They contain various components, including batteries, metal parts, rubber seal, and glass sleeves, which are not easily recycled. The lithium batteries in disposable vapes pose a risk of fire and explosions if not recycled correctly. This results in environmental pollution and health and safety hazards to waste environment workers. We've got the lack of recycling. Many consumers are unaware that some of these parts in disposable vapes can be recycled, and the lack of widely available recycling facilities for these products. This leads to a substantial amount of e-waste being improperly discarded into landfills, further escalating the electronic waste problem. Then we've got the lithium consumption. Disposable vapes contain lithium batteries, and lithium is a crucial material used in various industries, including renewable energy and the electronic vehicles. Discarding usable lithium in disposable vapes is wasteful and environmentally harmful, especially considering the growth demand for lithium in this green economy. Consumer misinformation. Consumers often perceive disposable vapes as non-recyclable and are therefore more likely to dispose them incorrectly. Additionally, the lower cost of disposable vapes compared to reusable devices makes them even more attractive. And then we've got the regulatory ambiguity. There is a lack of clarity in the existing regulations regarding the responsibility for the disposal and recycling of disposable vapes. Manufacturers, especially those based overseas, may not take responsibility for discarded products. leaving consumers and local authorities to deal with the environmental consequences. It's because of these 5 reasons that environmental and health groups have called for a ban on the sale of single-use vapes. They argue that disposables should never have been marketed as disposable, and a greater effort should have been emphasised on the word recyclable. But this wasn't the case, and now over 5 million vapes are thrown away each week in the UK. 5 million! Think about that. An elf bar weighs approximately 28 grams. That's 140 tonnes if my math is correct. That's 350 African forest elephants, 11 double-decker buses, or 12,086 Jack Blacks a week. It's an incredible number, which I think the government should be using to get us to stop using them rather than focusing on just kids. But what do you think? Are you angry about the new law? Do you agree with it? Do you think we should focus on banning them just because of children using them? Or do you agree with me and believe that the main reason the government is actually banning them is because of the environmental impact they cause? But they think we'll care more about the children using them, so that's the case that they're making to us. Let me know in the comments. And before I wrap this video up, clearly I've been putting out a lot more content than I used to, and that is because I am making one last final push into becoming a content creator and fulfilling my dreams. I've been creating content for years, and when it comes to making short form videos, especially my facts and shower thought videos, they do great, but they do not translate into long videos very well. They always flop. So I'm currently testing the waters and trying to bring more factual videos to you, but in the form of long form videos. And if you enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment, because that really helps. But nothing helps more than actually sharing this video. And if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified the second I release another video. And until next time, Kuntah! Oh, and before I actually go, I just wanted to quickly let you know about my Patreon. If you don't know what a Patreon is, it's kind of like an OF account, but you use it for other stuff. And on my Patreon account, I upload all of my videos first. Before it goes out on any channel, it goes on my Patreon for my subscribers. And also, if I'm editing a video and there's funny bloopers and stuff, I'll pop that on there as well. You will only get all of my content and more on the Patreon, nowhere else. However, you will find my long form videos and shorts on many other platforms. But the benefit of my Patreon is you get to see them first, there is some exclusive stuff, and most importantly, it supports me. I don't make a lot from these videos. I'm not like Mr. Beast. I'm just a guy that shouts in his car. And I know a lot of you support what I do, and if you can support me over on Patreon for £1 a month. And also some of the tiers on there do allow you to get a free trial for a week. So why not just give it a go for me and see if it's something that you want to stick with. And the bigger my Patreon gets, the more I can do with it. At the moment, it's small. But once we hit like 1,000 subs, 2,000, 3,000 subs, Patreon will be the place that we can focus on. I'll have more time to bring you excellent content. I'll have more time making content, and it will become a real job. So my focus will become entertaining and educating you. So please do, just check it out, sign up for that week trial, see what you think of it, and see if you want to stick around. That's all I can ask. You can find the link down in the comments.